It's a super evening to be with you tonight on News Focus, and we're coming to you live from our studios here on the 10th Avenue extension. We also live across all our media channels, social media channels on MBN 360. My name is El Samuels, and I'll be with you with a thought-provoking issue that is running around in the country. We hear some apologies are being channeled. Is it a normal politics we're doing on the floor of Parliament? Whichever way it is, the numbers on the screen is 0537158638. Is the numbers. You can also have a conversation with me tonight as we dive into the areas that needs to be looked at. It's been a wonderful time, to be with you, and then it's good time to spend time with you tonight from now to exactly 10 p.m. when we will be saying a goodbye to you. But there's a lot of stories that has happened. I mean, when I say lot has went on, lot has happened, and a lot is still happening as we soldier on for God and for country. And tonight, News Focus, live and direct from our studios here on the 10th Avenue Extension, Greater Estate. Remember the numbers on your screen. You can send a WhatsApp message to me, and you can also get in touch, get involved as we have to connect and have this big conversation with you tonight. Now, I want to say a big thank you for connecting with us on this channel, MBN TV. It has always been yours truly, and I'm here with you, and I bring you nothing but the finest of all the latest story that has made headline throughout the day. And what is cooking? We'll go to the floor of Parliament today. Unless Anafinyo Marcus, remember, was referred to the Privileges Committee, and then he decided. I mean, that's a great thing to do. Not the normal stories, not the normal rhetoric, not the normal politics, but it's a great person, knows when I'm wrong, and he apologizes to the Interior Minister and also to the Deputy Speaker in Parliament, Ahiafo, and all the hula baloo surrounding those issues have been settled. I will go to the floor. We also get to hear the aura issues that came out that was politicized, that they've not been able to pick anybody in there. But at least 1.5 billion assets have been frozen. Now let's pick some of the headlines, the stories this evening. Government has frozen assets worth 1.5 billion cedis in connection with ongoing investigation under the Operation Recover or Loot Aura, according to the Minister of State, Felix Kwachi Ofosu. 21 remand inmates have been granted bail and 3 referred for psychiatric treatment under the Justice for All programs in Koforidua and in Tamale prisons. Baba Jamal of NDC won the Ayawaso East constituency seat. In inflation rate, Ghana's inflation rate has dropped to 3.3% in February, the lowest since 2021. The National Petroleum Authority, NPA, assured Ghanaians of enough fuel supply despite Middle East tensions. And celebrations are underway with the Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis attending as a guest. Ghana's 69th independent anniversary celebration is being rolled out gradually. Gradually, it's coming up. When it's coming, it's doing. You know that statement that has always been said. And some of the headline story I hear for withdraws Anafinyo Marcus referral after apology to Mutakar. Government lays Community Service Bill 2026 before Parliament. There was no evacuation. Miracle clarify Baumia's trip to Saudi Arabia. Ghana, St. Kitts and Nevis expand ties with visa and labor deals. Government moves Baumia and wife from Qatar, but you had Miracle, normal politics again, and says it is never done. But let's dive into some of the stories before we go to the floor of Parliament, tonight's focus. Remember, you can also join us. Let's have this conversation together. I believe in doing it with you. Ghana and St. Kitts and Nevis have taken significant steps to deepen their bilateral relations through signing of several key agreements and expansion of visa privileges. During official talks at the presidency in Accra, today, Wednesday, March 4th, the President, John Dramani Mahama, and the Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis, Dr. Terence Michael Drew, reaffirmed their commitment to closer collaboration across multiple sectors. The two countries signed a memorandum of understanding establishing a political consultation mechanism, a bilateral labor agreement to facilitate recruitment of Ghanaians, medical professionals, and an agreement extending visa exemption to holders of ordinary passport. Previously, visa waivers only applied to diplomatic and service passport holders. The president welcomed the development, stating that Ghana is ready to support the St. Kitts and Nevis with skilled professionals, including nurses, teachers, and other technical experts, under the mutual benefit framework. He also highlighted plans to expand cooperation in tourism, climate resilience, renewable energy, and the blue economy, heritage tourism, and cultural industries. So those are the memorandum that was signed. Ghana taking advantage of that labor relations with St. Kitts. Away from there, the floor of Parliament was today to witness the government-led Community Service Bill. The government has laid the Community Service Bill 2026 before Parliament as part of efforts to address congestion in the country's prisons. The proposed legislation seeks to introduce non-custodial sentence for minor offences, providing alternative to imprisonment and also reducing pressure on correctional facilities. Presenting the bill for the first reading on Wednesday, March 4th, the Minister for Interior, Mohamed Muttaka Mubarak, outlined the purpose on the floor of Parliament. Part of the reason for this bill is to help decongest our prisons and ensure that people who commit minor offences are given non-custodial sentence instead of being incarcerated without proper means to feed and maintain them, he said. He added that the framework would allow minor offences such as those caught stealing items like bananas or plantains to perform community service. This approach, he explained, will foster community unity and reduce the livelihood of repentant offences. The bill essentially set up a framework to decongest the prisons, redirect minor offenders to community service that benefits society, he added. Share your thoughts on this story and what you make of it being laid in Parliament today. Now we move to some other health matters where the Ministry of Health has opened admissions into 6 post-basic specialized nursing programs at the health training institutions across the country, with application running from the March 3rd to March 26th. According to a press statement issued today, Wednesday, the program are linked to government Ghana Medical Trust Fund, known as Mahama Cares. The Ghana Labour Exchange Program, the ministry said, the expansion aims at strengthening healthcare delivery in support of 2 initiatives: the area of specialization, including critical care nursing, emergency nursing, cardiology nursing, neurology nursing, and then nursing and also oncology nursing. Trainings will take place at 5 institutions in 3 cities: the Peri-Operatives and Critical Care School at the Korle Bu Teaching Hospital, the Nursing and Midwifery Training College campus in Korle Bu, Kumasi Tamale, and Ear and Nose Throat School in Kumasi. So applicant must hold a diploma in registered general nursing, midwifery, or registered mental health nursing. They are also required to have completed a 1-year rotation internship on national service and possessing at least 2 years of relevant work experience. Critical issues being looked at. Now we move away from that, then we go to look at the NAC to remove 5G exclusivity from NextGen in Franco. Now let's move away from those stories and then turn around to other stories that is making headline throughout the day. Major stories is where we'll bring you all the bit of it. But let's first go to the floor of Parliament tonight, where Felix Kwakye Ofosu, the man who speaks for government. The man who speaks for government. But first, we go to the presidency, where the president presents a fugu. You know, fugu smoke. Yeah. To St. Kitts and Nevis PM, Tarish Michael Dew. And we'll go to see that presentation that was done by the presidency on behalf of the people of Ghana, as it presents this to the Prime Minister from the St. Kitts Island. So we'll go to the floor of Parliament. We'll go see that for ourselves, as the President presented a fugu to the Prime Minister of St. Kitts. The gesture is a symbol of hospitality and friendship in Ghanaian culture. The Prime Minister Dew was in Ghana to strengthen diplomatic ties and explore areas of cooperation, particularly after being inspired by the President's 2025 UN General Assembly speech. The visit focused on enhancing relationship between Ghana and St. Kitts and also Nevis. The discussions on cooperation in health, education, trade, cultural exchange. The Prime Minister Dew highlighted the shared history and cultural bonds between the two nations, tracking back to transatlantic slave trade. Let's take a visit to the seat of government.
And now I will make a presentation to the Honorable Prime Minister. And for those of you who know what it is, it's a fugu, which has become very famous now as a symbol of our culture. Thank you. All right. Thank you.
So I present a gift to His Excellency. So this was the wood that is there is cured wood directly from St. Kitts and Nevis. It was buried in the soil for about 5 years to cure in a particular way. And then on top of it is a conch shell, which is really symbolic of our marine life. And as we speak about climate change, our marine life is under attack. So it brings multiple messages. So this is originally and authentically Kittitian Nevisian from St. Kitts and Nevis. So I present it to His Excellency. Yes.
Away from the seat of government, we move straight to the Parliament House and the floor of Parliament. Felix Kwakye Ofosu, the Minister of Government Communications, has announced that assets worth about 1.5 billion Ghana cedis have been frozen as part of ongoing investigations under the Operations Recover or Loot (ORA). This operation is a flagship anti-corruption initiative launched by the government to trace, freeze, and recover state assets suspected to have been lost through corruption, financial mismanagement, and illicit enrichment. The frozen assets are linked to 280 oral cases currently under investigation. And Kwakye Ofosu emphasized that recoveries can only occur once investigations are complete and individuals are convicted. He also dismissed claims that the Economic and Organized Crime, EOCO, had recovered 600 million under ORA, clarifying these figures represent recoveries from stolen public funds rather than funds directly recovered under the initiative. Let's take a listen to the spokesperson from the presidency.
Through hard work, grit, and consistency, today, like Lazarus, the Ghanaian economy has woken from the dead. Yes. Like the phoenix, the Ghanaian economy has risen from the ashes of collapse. And this has happened because of prudent economic management. It has also been claimed that the president said that EOCO has recovered 600 million Ghana cedis from Operation Recover or Loot. Mr. Speaker, that is not accurate. The president never made reference to ORA in respect of the 600 million Ghana cedis. Mr. Speaker, in respect of ORA, unless and until persons who are under investigation or are before court have been convicted, you cannot recover anything from them. The most that can be done is that their assets can be frozen. And as far as that goes, Mr. Speaker, I can report to you that 1.5 billion Ghana cedis in assets have been frozen by people undergoing investigations and those before court. And they include those who are involved in the 280 oral cases that are currently being looked into.
I speak as one of the 4 million cocoa farmers and their dependents who have been rendered poorer, who have been deceived. And today you are making reference to Ivory Coast. No Ivory Coast minister went around seeking votes of cocoa farmers, promising them 6,500 per bag. You did, and you turned around to take and to cheat them, to shortchange them, and to steal 1,000 cedis from one bag of cocoa. Mr. Speaker, a pirate incident reported in Senya Breku on our own territorial waters. Our fisher folks no longer feel safe because of a systemic leadership failure in the defense sector by the failure of the president in appointing a substantive minister for defense for 7 months now. Mr. Speaker, no serious country will go without a defense minister substantive for 7 months. Amid all the threats in our geopolitics,
it is obvious that our colleagues are not interested in the debate because the cocoa politics has died. The pro-cocoa jandam is gone. Today, everybody knows that Ghana pays twice as much as Cote d'Ivoire for the price of cocoa. So for those of you who are out there deceiving some farmers that somehow or another it was John Dramani Mahama that was reducing cocoa and was pointing to Cote d'Ivoire as the savior of the cocoa industry, today we want you to visit the farmers and tell them that cocoa is more expensive in Ghana than it is in Cote d'Ivoire. So of course, after having seen the collapse of the cocoa politics, it is not surprising that their seats are empty because they have nothing to say again.
When the cedi is artificially stimulated, there is lack of export competitiveness because the cedi is stronger and our exports become, the cost of our exports become very high. So it disincentivizes exporters, and the people who are outside getting our exports are not ready to buy from us.
Interest rates has dropped. And these are all facts that I was expecting my colleagues to allude to. Unfortunately for them, on Friday, when they got the opportunity, they decided to establish a branch of the Uniba Youth Choir here in this chamber. And the choir master, who hails from Efutu, having a greater perspective of choral music, decided to mock cocoa farmers by letting his choir people dress in choir robes. In fact, what he did not know was that cocoa farmers in Seriosu do not dress like choristers when we are going to farm. What we do is to wear what we call our working gear, our Wellington boots, and our cutlasses. I was expecting you to sing, to praise, appreciate what the president has done. I was expecting you to sing with Chiama Kainina Mame.
As we went into the floor of Parliament, you had a government communications person, Phyllis Kwashiorfor. You got the other debate with other areas in the chamber. But we'll be going back to the chamber this time around. It was no communicator to us. Afenyo Markin clashes with Bernard Ashiafo. The Afenyo Markins and Bernard Ashiafo clash in Parliament over speaking time, with Afenyo Markin stating that no communication was given about the time limit. Ashiafo insisted leaders would speak for 10 minutes each, whilst Afenyo Markin argued that if informed, he would have chosen his point carefully. The disagreement caused tension and disrupted proceedings, with Afenyo Markin urging better communication to avoid future issues. He emphasized operating on trust and fairness in Parliament. This incident is not isolated, as Afenyo Markins and Ashiafo have clashed previously, including during the vetting of the Supreme Court nominees. We go back to the floor of Parliament, and this time around, the First Deputy Speaker and then the Minority Leader.
I believe that the communication then went to you that leaders will speak for 10 minutes. I don't know if we conveyed the message to our colleagues on the other side. So I think there's a genuine communication gap. So to deal with this, I think we can even up by agreeing on a 15 minutes.
Yes.
So we'll add 5 minutes.
We must place on record that no communication came to me. If it came to the speaker before he handed over to me, I wouldn't be able to say. That is why I maintain that for today, I am not the timekeeper. They are keeping the time somewhere. So once your time is up, I have no control. So what is the sense of the house? I am not even the one cutting. Very well. So the timekeepers. Mr. Speaker, you see, Minority Leader, sometimes the way you do things.
Just issue with me.
I'm not taking. I just don't want to go there. I'm just controlling myself for today.
Please,
Just controlling myself.
Mr. Speaker, then you should talk to your side. You should talk to your side. I also deserve respect. You should talk to your side. That side, their behavior. Look at their behavior. They are backbenchers. They don't come into our matter. When your leader stood up, this side kept quiet. Mr. Speaker, don't worry. I'm able to take this up. Mr. Speaker, whenever any of their side is up, our side, I call them that respect. Mr. Speaker, you are not the leader. For instance, you are not the leader. Sit down. You are not the leader. Sit down. You are not in leadership. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. You sit down. Let the backbench copy rightly from you. Sit down. Mr. Speaker, our concern is very simple. I've heard you, and I will respond to you at the right time. Continue that disrespect. Mr. Speaker, we understood it to mean that the other speakers were going to have 5 minutes each. Like the majority leader explained, nothing was communicated to us. To be frank with you, if I was told that I had 5 minutes or even 2 minutes, I had my notes, I would have chosen which point to pursue. Mr. Speaker, this argument that somebody is keeping the time and the person has clocked in 10 minutes, Mr. Speaker, it wasn't communicated. And Honorable Achampo, we operate in this chamber on the basis of good faith. If indeed what the leader said was a true position, you could have gently moved across, communicated to Habib that this is the proposal. We would comply. But when you do this, you create a bad situation for this house and those of us here. And it's unfair. I saw you winking. There are things you can joke with. There are matters you cannot joke with. Because you make me look bad and you make the speaker also look bad. So stop it. In future, communicate well and let us do the right thing, Mr. Speaker.
So that was a part of the floor of the argument on the floor of Parliament between the minority, the speaker, and then the majority leader. But still at the floor of Parliament, where Mahama Yariga, the majority leader, has warned that the NDC will insist on severe punishment for the minority leader, Alex Adafinga-Makin, if he fails to substantiate allegations of corruption in the security service recruitment process. Afenga-Makin has alleged that the process was scam, claiming it imposed heavy financial burdens on applicants through a third-party IT firm, Tribe. Afenga-Makin has also been referred to the Parliamentary Privileges Committee to provide evidence for his claims. The minority leader has expressed readiness to defend his allegations, calling for public hearing. The controversy surrounds government decision to use an AI-powered platform for aptitude tests which Afenyo can argue is costly and inaccessible for many young Ghanaians, particularly those in the rural areas with poor internet connectivity. Get to listen to the majority leader this time round, Mama Yariga, on this call.
I thought that there would be a denial that a statement like that was not made. But there's no such denial, except an allusion that he even knows more. Mr. Speaker, we are happy to hear the more and want to hear it in public. Mr. Speaker, the attempt to scandalize this government will not happen because some people every week registered a scandal. They must create scandals for the NDC government. Even where there is no scandal, they want to manufacture a scandal. If indeed a minister or a senior NDC person has any interest in the company that is providing the service, we want to hear it. We want to know that minister so that we will take action against that minister. Because this president has promised that any minister who is involved in a scandal, he will remove that minister. We have records that show that in 2016, 2017, 2018, 2021, the same company was engaged by the NPP government to provide the same service. You must substantiate it in this chamber, in the full glare of all the media houses. Otherwise, we in the NDC, we will insist on the most severe punishment on you. We will.
All right, so we had the majority leader in Parliament, Mama Yariga, for Afenyo Market to substantiate his allegation of the scam he called the recruitment into the security service. Meanwhile, the minority leader, Alexander Afenyo Market, who was referred to the Privileges Committee by the Speaker of Parliament, has apologized to the Interior Minister, Mohamed Muttaka Mobarak, for alleging fraud in the security service recruitment process. Afenyo Market withdrew his claim and expressed regret, stating he did not intend to harm Muttaka. Muttaka accepted the apology, describing the allegations as distressing and acknowledging the emotional toll. He requested the comments be expunged from parliamentary records. The First Deputy Speaker, Bernard Ahiapo, withdrew the referral to the Privileges Committee and ordered the comments to be removed from the record, effectively closing the matter. Let's take a listen to the minority leader eating humble pie.
Concerns raised by the Honorable Minister of Interior yesterday. Mr. Speaker, we've had sufficient discussion on this matter, and I would want to state categorically that contrary to the impression he had that I specifically made allegations against him which injures his reputation, Mr. Speaker, I would not do that specifically to hurt him or his ministry. And if, Mr. Speaker, the text of my concerns reflected so, it is hereby accordingly withdrawn. And, Mr. Speaker, as colleagues, when a member feels strongly about a statement which is unintended, the right thing to do is to withdraw and apologize to him. Mr. Speaker, I proceed to do so and to assure him that concerns that would arise out of any matter shall be properly be brought to his attention. But on this matter, as I've said before, I will repeat it for Hamzat, that anything related to him or his ministry is withdrawn. And again, apologies to him. Mr. Speaker, that's it. I leave matters to rest.
Yes, Honorable Minister for Interior, you've heard the minority leader. He is retracting and rendering an apology for the statement made during the State of the Nation's address, following which you have lodged a complaint requesting a matter to be referred to privileges, and same was referred to privileges. What do you say?
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, it is painful to be wrongly accused or your action to be misconstrued and be labeled differently from the intention that you have, especially when it's connoted with criminality and heavy wrongdoing. Mr. Speaker, I've had a great privilege of serving in leadership in this House, probably with a greater respect and with all humility to my colleagues. For those of us sitting in the chamber now, I have served in leadership longer than anybody, and I'll be the last to thwart efforts of leadership in trying to help run this House, except to say that, colleagues, remember most of the times I keep saying, please, let's respect each other. I will be the first to always say that fight for the right thing to be done. Make sure that wrong things are not done. But let's not do it as though we intend to destroy each other. I am heavily hurt and heavily worried. But who am I to say that if a colleague acts using the same spot or the same microphone in the same chamber, now comes back to say he has withdrawn and is apologizing? Who am I to say that I'm going to play God and I will not accept it? I accept it wholeheartedly, and I pray that this guides all of us, myself, the hardworking service commanders that I have, the hardworking staff at the ministry, for us to continue to do the right thing, and to also assure the minority leader and the minority and the whole House that if there are anything that they think needs our attention, we'll be more than happy to look at them and address them. But I want to thank you, Mr. Speaker, because even if we go to privileges and a member that you are referring to privileges goes there to say that I'm sorry for what I have said, it ends the matter. So if leadership in your wisdom and in the wisdom of the minority leader apologizes and withdraws, who am I to say I will not accept? My only plea, Mr. Speaker, is that if it is possible to expound that from our records, that will be most useful, so that we expunge it from our records so that it's like it never existed. And if the debate or the comment made yesterday in any way was also hardship and the House decided that both or all that should be expunged, I think that may do all of us a lot of good. I thank you so much, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity.
Honourable members, following the retraction and apology by the minority leader of those statements.
Well, as we went to the floor of Parliament, you heard from the minority leader, Alexander Afenyo-Markin, after throwing the tantrums yesterday, bold enough as a man to accept responsibility, came back this today to say, look, I retract with no apology. I apologize. And I like the Interior Minister for also accepting, I'm not God to hold any grudge. The same thing if he goes to the Privileges Committee and said, I'm sorry, let's expound it from the hand side, and the matters go. But a question you ask yourself is, what implication does this incident have for parliamentary relations and future debates? In increased caution, the incident may have several implications for parliamentary relations and future debates because it will increase caution in making allegations. MPs might be more careful when making accusation potentially affecting robust oversight and scrutiny. Number 2, the clash between Afenyo-Markin and Mutsaka could lead to tension, imparting collaborative work and also bipartisan discussions. The third thing it will do, parliamentary procedure, the incident highlights the need for clear guidelines on addressing allegations and apologies. Credibility and accountability is one of the things where Afenyo-Markin's apology might affect his credibility, whilst Mutake's acceptance could boost his reputation. The future debates, MPs may prioritize fast-checking and also evidence-based arguments to avoid similar situations. The incident underscored the challenges of balancing free speech, accountability, and maintaining respectful discourse in Parliament. Now, I know some school of thought will also ask some few questions, and the question will have to be on, will Afenyo-Markin's apology affect credibility as a minority leader? His apology might have both short-term and long-term effects on his credibility as a minority leader. The short-term impact is this: the apology and withdrawal of allegations could diffuse tension and allow him to focus on other parliamentary businesses. Mutake's acceptance of the apology might also ease tension between the two. Now, the long-term credibility is this. However, some might question Afenyo-Markin's judgment and rigor in vetting information before making serious allegations. If seen as a pattern, it could erode trust in his leadership. The opposition dynamics is this: the NDC might view the incident as a misstep, potentially creating an opportunity for others to challenge his leadership or influence the party's strategy. Ultimately, Afenyo-Markin's response to future challenges and ability to maintain party cohesion would likely determine the lasting impact on his credibility. The numbers to join us is 053-715-8638, 053-715-8638. The next question you would love to ask is, will Mutakas pursue further action against him despite accepting the apology? Mutakas accepted Afenyo-Markin's apology for alleging fraud in security services recruitment process, describing the allegations as distressing. But choosing to move forward, the first Deputy Speaker has withdrawn the referral to the Privileges Committee and ordered the comment expand from the parliamentary record. Given Mutake's acceptance of the apology and the Speaker's decision to put the matter to rest, it is unlikely he will pursue further action against Afenyo-Markin. Mutaka emphasized that the importance of verifying information before making public allegations, suggesting he is focused on moving forward rather than escalating the issues. 053-715-8638, 053-715-8638 is the numbers. You can call me. You can also contribute what you make of the actions of the minority leader, the majority leader, the interior minister, the first deputy speaker. What do you think should be the way forward? The phone line is now duly activated, so you can call us on 053-715-8638 is the number. You've got some few more minutes. Between now to 10 p.m., you can make your voices heard. Let me hear you. Get your voices heard. 053-715-8638 is the numbers. Let's get to hear you. Speak to me. And let me Kasa and enumerate. As we look at Ghana at 69, building prosperity, restoring hope is a theme for this year independence anniversary celebration. Ghana's 69th independence anniversary celebration. We'll bring you extensive coverage on that on Friday as well. 0537 158638. Aye numbers are also obey me. Any attraction como aye and anyway. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening. Good evening, boss.
Hello.
Hello, good evening. It's here. We're doing a baby of your name where you originate from. Obey me, my TV in the volume now conform yes now. Ma TV in the volume now conform yes now. Okay, me enter on Kayanko. We're doing a baby of Frefi.
Mr. Pastor, the interior minister, you know, but the quantity war, the bet me after.
Oh, I've lost the call.
Seriously, because of me, you might be outside, no, and then yes, and when I'm just saying, Mr.
Yes, that was say. Yes, sir. Was offering not one man or TV no volume no way. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
But you're within the baby of Frefi.
But you're a from was your friend Ogu.
Okay, ain't you, girl, Minia?
But you make us say. Make sure my grandfather be can for internal minister Jokano.
Okay.
The Kwanya mini, a being for no, I don't know, say, on mine, on one saw mine, and I think in a year. Even a funny market, I think so, or you fancy some sugar. My henna or some upon Russell. Until I did do a honor or car, on 20 say, on mine, a kind on the other. No more see say on one chest and not on one the professional even the old minded. One young mine who be your mind could a quay and not in quay. No more be bonus so you won't tony. Remember your dress? Your brapa. Your brapa. That's it.
You mentioned me that saying, offer no amount of TV in the volume now conform. Come on. Need come on. What's it? Hello, good evening.
Hello,
Miss Roma Uti.
Hello, good evening. JFM, can I make at small dog?
Okay, it's you, Andrew.
There sometimes I say, only a penny for no more parliament house. Now, after no marking. Sometimes they are all year of parliament. Me say, me what parliament go out. They and talk what? You see, move church a dream of parliament. On can the air cost. Then you know that Susu. Say, one second, whatever. Can on air, whatever. Yes, Midama.
Yes, yeah, that's 0527158638 number, sir. Also, bet me a friend of what show I dream. Obanyo Chow Bekene Atayomi on 05371586. Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Boss me pacho within the baby of free.
Pacho me casa free Krobo Dumasi.
Okay.
Me Eddie Samson.
Samson yentiwe.
Yo. The pacho me casa can say young penny for no. Omuna share Oman so am I. Eti and yama be honor so omu ya. Omu make sure say sevi nkwala wo eni nkofo bebre ehwom. Yama be honor omu ya. Eyesa won so awodi echi no won so osua e ba ne say enya fine. Ena won kan hu say Oman na yetim no MPP NDC no. Enye omu na Oman ye omu de. Because at the end of the day Oman no ejina homa nipa ewo Oman ni mumina. Ki se wo ka se wo MPP ni na obi NDC ni na se wo be kan sema en fata na en se na wo de be fan alwa. En fine. Because because at the end of the day, send the NDC new one at the MPP new one, or minor and new one, or minor. The most recent Penifuno, a young mom Casabino, Omo Casayi, now a full frozen DH, yes, send your bay or minor between Yako, no minor, a 2 pong, now yes, so I ate a memophone, yes, we are one tire or minor, and no exit, and no so we are parliament or mine. Now we are Cassi, no we are Cassi, no we see, and if you have put you behind, and I'm found for so soon back. Yes, only your mother says, say, only a penny for. Yes, we are shopping. Medasi.
Mr. Medasi, thank you so much for your contribution. 0537158638 is the numbers you can also join us tonight. Hello, good evening. Can you put me pachoma utiv in the volume and coffin? Yen didn't come on phone or so. Hello, good evening. We didn't be your free fee.
Yeah, good evening, Mother.
Masa, I to say.
Yeah, you're coming, Simon.
Okay,
Simon. Free tourism in Quanta.
Okay, Simon, you're here if in Quanta. One uncle.
Near a parliament, you know. I'm paying now near small Mose. I'm call every non for put to and be your point. Now, so a binomo through as final marking. They were all the parliament. And yet, Casa or Casan, cabin in Casano, and yet. Ebani saying, on our Casa will be. To say no, Afeno, also I apologize, and the Macano, and yet, Ebani saying. And they or no, Afeno market, particularly, on Shani Casam, na, Yenina, infant to my infra or mine, na Yenina, na Yankon anim, Yadamasi.
Yes, you're Darcy for taking your time all the way from Quantine T region for joining us. 053715 to the Freka Casabia, P in crying, Elway, Hausa for Yanko. 0537158638. And numbers sounds good to me. Afresh again to the hello, good evening. Well, friends, Rama, TV in the volume of from hello, good evening.
Hello.
Good evening, sir. Hello, good.
Hello.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening.
If I show you baby of your name, where you calling from?
I'm Patrick Kokubuate, no Western of Peshiosu.
Peku Yenti Yanko.
You ready? And I was the Edamu Juma Diamut. You mean Shamopa?
Amen. On Sharon so.
I just say, after your master, no, or may I write a Ghana, no, and you no quanimai. Ghana, I. You say, after you know, or Department General Kazaa, the Kokoi, a Ghana and Kwani, a West Africa, maybe a man of the Pia company, we have to trade. It is your mind, of course, you say, yeah, yet no for the record of mine yet. And yes, so I yank for the record of mine yet. To be best, paying for good parliament or we have a trade. Because you know, a coso of mining. A year, Becca, it's all money. I be there by ye. That be the dear Sunday. The dear Sunday, a more honor, you would be a quiet, ye youth, it will be a cool, it will be a call. Therefore, you have a trade. Yeah, your mamma buying a year, Becca. A yes, way, Becca, if I inform me of a trade, if I may. No, my Ghana, no, you and I am mine. Upon I'm kind of more money here. Ghana mine, a year I am mine. The best for you, or mine go ye, that cocoa price no, anaba, cocoa price the buy, no, your man Ghana, what a cocoa price na coffo. And maybe an alcohol, we have a trade, don't get a year, but my man Ghana, a YouTube in the echo. That's it.
Means me Darcy. 0537158638. And the numbers you can call us 0537158638. Hello, good evening. About your TV volume and confirm. Let the volume of your TV sets lower it, please. So we can have conversation on the phone. Hello, good evening. When you call, hello, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
But you would need your name and where you're reaching us from.
Casa Free Takrade.
Casa Free Takrade, Mpocho fraud then.
Maoli.
Maoli, Mpocho Yenteo in 60 seconds, Yanko.
Maoli.
Maoli Yenteo, Yanko.
Diana, Apanyo Marking, Oyen, Apanyo Marking, Okay, no way, pa Oya, yes, I am putting our parliament. Diana, Olay, the Bebeno, a man, and Yena, and yet. When who the Equa now say minority for no post, so almost to make almost the over to my sister, Penny Martina. Minority for more almost sister, a Penny Market. I had a man or best say, Obuso stay a pattern. Until the end is out, it was it.
Yansi Adasi, Yamrafshin, Afrin, Tifri Takrade, 0537158638 is the numbers. Nyamegame, Nyanyaka. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Minya, everyone's saying, and now free. Oh, okay, a casa free Guaya, what's the name?
Yeah.
Ma uti no volume no nko fom kakrama ya nai.
Akofo.
Okay, nsisi ya mayanka so phone no de yanko. Me nteo.
Me nteo. Obi a sola osafo yo market. Obi a sola osafo yo market. Wona wo free NDC fokote. Afo yo market onye hwe o parliament wo. Aban essay ebe 24-hour economy. Ebe you 24-hour economy. After your market, Kaka was there on Saturday. Ese Banya no mama nkoko go for one yen. Koko ngete. Shansema abana lokade what nkoko 7,000 what time ba 13,000. After your market, Kaka was there on Saturday. Abedi tire wa dan. After your market, no ya she parliament wo. Mo wona wo fani ya NDC for. Nti na wo gba kwenyo mark ni wo boni ni tie nti me bia ba bia onka mo no so obedi depend Ghana ai o se fani se juma pe juma ahoto baba Ghana ma obi ana wa tai mo fa da wa trefi ono nti na wo hwe wo to aba mo njo kaka na wo to ye tamfo bia mo no obobo ma den so wa ya dem no wa fa ko ma na wa na obutu we take them no ada ma ndi sifa ano wan ko te mo pere wonya na wo pere wo ya na wo ye afu ya ma kan onye bibia amen
yo yansi adasi benyam afrey and achrawadin. I think this is where time is, time is not on our side. I know a lot of people want us to keep this programming going, but I need your support to support this program. Hello, good evening, sir.
Yes.
About your TV, the volume on coffin, so we can have a conversation on the phone.
Hello.
Hello, please let the TV volume go down.
Yes, your family set.
Okay. Javoso,
Bacho, near Kosono, after your marking. If I say, what Tin was to say, Parliament, Jumana or Yeno, and your boxing race. And she said, Wakasa, one tonable. Senior or Casa, na was your kunku, na watutu nensa na just umna obeka se wani obi na eko eso sabi o adwuma na wo ye no eye nokure na obeka no na be ma ye se obeko ntokwa ndi yesre no obi ansuro no se asembi na wo kana onim se ye nokure na wo ka onto ne boase na wonka ne kwan so
na nea ya wo ye no ho no de yen a ye hwe no no ye hu ni se wo kontokwa mom sen obeka no kore no.
All right, yeah, that's it. Yes, yeah, that's it. This happened to be my final call for tonight. News Focus. I want to say a big thank you to my viewers, my callers, my testers, and to my team, MCR, PCR, my camera team. I say my sound technicians on duty. I'm grateful to all of you. My name is El Samuels. We'll be back again tomorrow, God willing. Do have a good night and stay blessed.